All right, so I need an XT60 connector for the AR Wing Pro that I'm building, and so I thought I'd put together just a really quick tutorial on how to make your own XT60 connector. So you're going to, of course, need the blank connectors, some 16 gauge silicone coated wire, and a couple of pieces of heat shrink, along with, of course, soldering iron and some solder to put it all together. Now, when we do it, it's a very good idea to put the two ends or the two parts of the connector together. That way, when we're heating up the places where we're going to solder, because this is plastic, if this plastic starts to get soft, these pins can have a chance to move out of line and kind of get skewed out of whack so that they don't line up anymore. And by having them pinned together when we're doing the soldering, that can't happen. So it's just a simple way to prevent that. And so what we need to do is we need to first tin the receptacles here, or the connectors where we're going to put the actual wire in. And we'll do that by just heating them up and putting a bit of solder into them first. And we'll do that to the pins on both sides. And then, of course, we will need to prep the end of the wire, strip off a little bit of the plastic sheathing, or in this case silicone sheathing, tin the wires a little bit first to get the solder into them, and then in the end join the two together. So those are the steps. Oh, of course, we also need heat shrink. I shouldn't forget that. We'll put a piece of heat shrink over that so that once it's all finished we can heat shrink the connection so that it's sealed off. All right, so let's get that organized here. So I'm going to put this into the helping hands that I have here on my desk, and just for simplicity, I'm going to make it so that the cup is pointing just slightly vertically, and get my solder and soldering iron. And what I'm going to do is use the soldering iron, heat up the connector first, and then use the heat that's in there to melt the solder. And slowly fill that receptacle. It will take quite a bit of solder. And once it looks like it's quite filled, just stop, and it will cool and it'll harden up. And we'll just invert. Repeat the process for the remaining three, which I'll just do here quickly. Oops. I think that might be on the outside. I'll have to check. I may have... Nope, that all went in. You want to make sure that you don't by accident end up with a blob of solder in between the two somehow. So just always watch that somehow that doesn't happen. Or at least make sure you check to make sure that it hasn't. I'll just finish with the other two on the other side. And you use the heat that's in the brass from this to melt the solder, not the actual tip of the soldering iron itself. It can take a moment for it to start to go, but it will. There we are. And the last one here, the connector itself will be basically ready. Now this connector's at a funny angle. Nonetheless, I don't like that. So we'll just, if it's not how you want it to be, don't continue. Stop, get organized, put it how you want it to be, so that it'll do it right, or that you can do it right. There we are, that's much better. Get a bit of heat in there first. All right, now clean that tip off. Let's put a dab of the solder on it. There we are. Put it aside. Okay, so these are all basically okay and ready for wire to get put into them. And so now what we need to do is get the wire ready. For this, we do not need very much wire exposed. You can see here that these receptacles are not particularly long and large, so perhaps half again as much as what you can see exposed. So that's, you know, I don't know, 2.5 or 3 millimeters, something like that. And so you can just very gently, all I'm doing here is just very lightly scoring the surface of that silicone so I can just use my fingernails to pull it off. And if you see, in terms of the length, it is about half again as long, and so once we get that soldered in, it will fit all the way and disappear. All right, so we have that one. We may as well get the one for the other side. At the same time, a little bit longer on that. If in doubt, take off a little bit less of the sheathing first. You can always take off more, but it's pretty hard to put any back. So I'll put these in place. All I need to do now for these two is just to put some solder on them so that they're ready. It's called tinning them. I'll put this back down. So to do that, I've just simply taken the wire and twisted it so that it's as sort of snug together as possible. Done that to both of them. Just going to put these in here side by side. Nothing special has to happen here except I'm going to heat the wire and put some solder into it. And again, I do that not melting the solder with the iron, but melting the solder with transferred heat. And just be patient. Sometimes it can be. There we are. Once it goes, it goes. Oh, there's a few loose wires. If you get like that, just brush them forward till they lay down. They'll be out of the way. And we'll do the same here with the other. We'll just move that out of the way so it's not bugging us. Just sort of heating this from both sides first to encourage it, and then there we are. Solder just flows right in. Now we go back to the last part here, which is connecting the wires into the connector. And if we see here, one side has a negative on it and the other has positive, so we need to make sure that we're putting the right color with the right one. And put the heat shrink over the wire first and slide it away from where you're going to be soldering. So we'll do this one at a time and make sure I have the positive where I'm going to be going. And positive here. Now what you're going to do first, because this will take longer, you're going to heat this element up here first to start to get that solder liquefied again. Then you're going to introduce the wire to the mix, not by putting it straight into that melted solder, because that won't work. Well, it will, but it will be a bad joint. What you'll need to do is get this one melted, bring this one in, get it heated up and melted as well, and then merge them together. It's not really very difficult, but it's just good to do it in those steps. So I'm going to get this soft. You can see that it starts to go already. I'm just going to bring this one on top. You'll see it's starting to go soft. Add them in. Oh, that was not quite enough heat. And it just slides together. And as much as you can, try to keep that so that it comes straight. You don't want the wire coming off at a funny angle if you can avoid it. And if it is at a weird angle, don't panic, just put a little bit of heat on it and straighten it out. Okay. That's it for that side. Flip it over. Repeat for the negative, or the black wire in this case. We're just going to put the heat shrink on again. Repeat that same process. Heat the connector in the XT60 first. Bring the wire in close, start to get it heated up as well, and add them together. Yeah, I'm not left-handed and I'm doing this left-handed, so it's a little awkward for me. Yep, that's good. It's not perfect. There's a little overhang here. I gotta switch to my other hands here. It doesn't look very great. There we go. I hope that was in the video at least. Yeah, that made it so much better. All right, so there's that. And now we have the heat shrink to bring in over each. I'm just going to disconnect it here, and what we can see, I brought that in too soon, is when we slide it in, the heat shrink will actually fit into a hole inside there where the brass cup is. I think I put the black on too quick. Started to melt. Or shrink, actually, not melt, but that's fine. And so we'll just snug them together and very quickly, you can use a little torch like this, a lighter, or that sounds like my GoPro just died. So hopefully, and we just use a little bit of heat to shrink. Yes, I know it's looking really dirty. It's because the iron is dirty. That'll just wipe off. You shrink it down, and you now have the one side. Ooh, that's a nice bit of char on there. The one side finished. And all we need to do now is cut this wire and repeat with the two wires on the other side. Now, I think you have the idea of how to do that, so I'm not going to film the rest of it. It is exactly the repeat. You'll have another piece of wire that you tin and you put in with the heat shrink and finish the soldering. So that is the step and the steps in the process of putting together an XT60 connector for yourself. Hope you found that useful, and if you did, give it a thumbs up. I'd appreciate it. Thank you very much, and enjoy the rest of your day.